All right, all right, all right.
Uh,
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
yeah.
Ooh.
That was depressing, huh?
No
It's gotta be our, it's gotta be our most depressing intro ever.
No music, no nothing. Just
Just
No,
that was right. No,
yeah.
nothing else to say.
Gino's normally clapping. None of
no,
that.
I'm not clapping tonight.
Nothing. Well, everybody, hello and welcome to the Everything NYJ Podcast. This is probably going to be our most depressing video of the year.
Don't
Liam
say that
here.
yet. Don't say
Yeah,
that
I know,
yet.
because as soon as I said that, something
Not
else
yet,
popped into my
bro.
mind. As soon as I said that, something else popped into my mind, so I said, all right.
Goodness.
One of the more depressing ones. How about, is that fair to say? One of
Sure.
them.
Sure,
All right.
Liam.
Let's hope there's
Sure.
not many more, right? I mean, that's the goal. But anyway, Liam here, Italy Jet Gino, and we have Y2K. How you guys all doing tonight?
Glad to be on the show. 24 hours now, 28 hours later. I'm at a point where I could actually talk to people, and
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think I've smiled maybe twice in the last 2 days, and that's actually more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad to be on and do a little commiserating with fellow Jets fans because that absolutely
Yeah.
does help.
We could all cry together, man. It's cool. Gino, how you feeling tonight?
Well, I mean, you know what? I go to my father's house to watch the game, right? And I've talked to Adam a few times about this too. Like I've been to like the history with me and the Patriots with the Rams and stuff when they were here. Every time I go to my father's house, we lose when I watch it with them. So I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm not going to go next year. I'm not going to go back to watch the Patriots game with my dad anymore. And then when I came home, I'm just so depressed about this game. But then I know we could bounce back. I know we still have a bright future, but right now it just sucks. So today I didn't talk to anybody. I told my wife, don't go near me. I'm just going to do my work, sleep, and then come on the pod tonight to vent and then go from there. So yeah, it was a up and down day.
Yeah, I've been sick for the last couple of days, so I didn't go to work today. So this morning I turn on what show is Rex Ryan on? Is that one of the Sports Center shows?
Yeah, it's
I
one of
don't
those
remember.
morning shows,
ESPN, he's
right?
on like
Adam?
Get Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Get Up
Get
on
Up. Yeah.
ESPN.
Yep, Get Up.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah, there we go.
So I turn it on, and the first thing I see is McCourty running back for a touchdown. And that is the main headlines. It's the New York Jets just getting embarrassed. It's Zach Wilson throwing a freaking screen pass right over Braxton Berrios' head. That's what I saw to start my day. Oh my God! So what are you guys thinking of the big news? Obviously, Zach Wilson. He's not the official starter going into Sunday against the Bears. Some pretty big news. This is the first time that we're hearing Robert Saleh actually not commit to one quarterback. This is the first time they're hearing Robert Saleh not commit to Zach Wilson. What are you guys' thoughts on that? We'll start with you, Y2K.
I'm actually glad that he said what he said. Now, I am not somebody who went on social media 5 minutes after the game. I actually had to turn all my notifications off. I just didn't want to deal with it. I turned off my texts, my Facebook, my Twitter. I just could not bring myself to listen to anybody or to record. I wanted to give myself 24 hours to kind of take all this heartache in. But the biggest thing, I don't want to be one who jumps to conclusions. And just because Zach Wilson had two terrible games against probably the best head coach since Vince Lombardi, if not all time, that doesn't make him a bust in my eyes. But what scared me is where he is mentally, not his physical abilities. That he's overthinking, that can be worked on. But what he did in the press conference when he disavowed himself from any responsibility, he took no accountability, no blame. There are times to anybody listening, I don't advocate you lying as a regular habit in life. But there are some times when a productive lie is the best thing that you could do. And this would have been a perfect thing for Zach to do. Do you feel like you let the defense down? Asked Connor Hughes. That's where you say yes. Or you don't even say yes, and it's like, those guys are trying as hard as they can out there, and I gotta up my game. We're gonna go back. We're gonna look at the tape. We're gonna work on things. That's all you had to say. He didn't even take a second of hesitation. As soon as the words left Connor Hughes' lips, it was no. Boom. He didn't take a second to think about it. He was just being defensive. That bothers me. And if this team was bad, If this team was like 3-7 or something like that right now, I would say you continue to play Zach, you continue to evaluate, you give him the rest of the year because he's essentially played the equivalent of one full season at this point. But this is a team that can win. This is a team that can make the playoffs. This is the best Jets team we have had in over a decade. You can't throw it away. So at this point, and I spent a full day thinking about this, and I just recorded a video on it, because his teammates are now starting to question what's going on, because his teammates are now asking for accountability. And you can tell it through what they said in the pressers and what they said by liking certain tweets. At this point, I would actually start Mike White on Sunday. And I can't believe I'm saying that. And if they lose, you know what? You can always go back to Zach Wilson. This does not mean it is the end of his career as a New York Jet. I want to be clear on that. But where he is right now, he needs a week to reset his head, to hold a clipboard, to learn, and shut his mouth. I am ready to see that on Sunday. Because one incomplete pass on Sunday, what's going to be coming down from the top of MetLife Stadium. Mike White. We can don't put him in that position.
His head more than anything else. Yeah, that could ruin him more than anything else.
So that's why I want White starting on Sunday, and I cannot believe that I'm saying that, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy that we're talking about this, right? It's where, you're coming from the bye, right? The bye, get everybody, your head restarts, your body restarts. Everything is a restart button because you got to be great and good enough to go into Foxborough. We've lost 13 games there again, Jets and Patriots. And it's one of those things where when you go in a Foxborough, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a close game. When we make a mistake, Belichick is always 2 steps ahead of us. When not only Zach Wilson makes a mistake, but the offense makes a mistake or the defense makes a mistake. So I love that you brought up the point about Mike White. I agree that Zach Wilson should definitely sit this week and bring in Mike White, hold that clipboard, like you said, Adam, and just get him a restart, just like what we did with Elijah Moore. After all that thing happened, he sit out a week. We had Mims come in, and I think that's what they need to do. I've actually been really impressed with Coach Saleh and Joe Douglas of what they've done with this team. They've handled this situation, I feel like, very well when it comes to their players, their coaching staff, and even the doctors. I've really been really impressed. I like the direction that their Jets are going still. Like, the defense is a Super Bowl caliber team. Like, it's shown. All the mistakes we've made on third down, all the mistakes all the missed tackles, but that front four has bounced back really nicely during the Patriots game. But if we can just get the quarterback figured out, the O-line figured out, and LaFleur figured out, I feel like this team can still go in the Bears and go into next week to be pretty good. But I agree, Adam. I think we do need to start Mike White.
Right. I mean, see, the thing is, like, it would have been one thing to have a bad game. Like, all right, the kid had a bad game. But I don't know if you guys watch, like, the post-game show, like, with, like, with all the Bart Scott and all those guys. But Damian Woody kept saying, or Woody Cologne, I'm sorry. Woody Cologne kept saying, it was a bad game. It was a bad game. It's like, when is this kid going to have a good game? Like, when are we going to see a full 4 quarters of competent Zach Wilson? I feel like we haven't seen that yet. Maybe Pittsburgh, but in that game he threw an interception. We're not asking him to be perfect. But it seems like since he's come back, he looked really good in Pittsburgh. Since he's come back, he's kind of regressed a little bit each and every week. And then he bounced back really nice against Buffalo. And I said that last week. I said maybe Zach Wilson is starting to turn the corner because that first Patriot game, that was an all-time low for him. And it seems like every time we play the Patriots, yes, those interceptions weren't there. The turnovers weren't there yesterday. But in my opinion, that was his worst performance. Like, there's no reason that you have 4 yards in the second half of 4 yards in the second half. It's not a quarter, not a couple, a whole half of football. 4 yards? How do you can't defend that. There's no defending that. So then in the post-game show to say no, I did not let them down. It's like, how dare you? What the fuck have you done for this team? Have they ever let you down? I don't think so. this defense, like, we were begging them to score points that whole game. I was saying, can we please get an interception and run back for a pick six to put this game away? Because I have no confidence in that offense whatsoever. And it's only Zach. Garrett Wilson did what he had to do. Denzel Mims did what he had to do. Barrios did what he had to do. And could we find some design runs? Is it on this offensive coordinator too? It's hard to tell because we have a fucking incompetent quarterback that he can't run a freaking screen pass. It's like, come on. We don't know what this offensive coordinator is capable of yesterday because of how poor Zach Wilson played. He's holding the entire team back. What we should have done, they were shutting down the run. Do you keep going with the run? Do you try to get 2 yards? Do you try to get a yard? But it's like, we can't just rely on the run. I mean, we want to be that run first team, but we can't just rely on them. There's going to be times, and we've said it. We've said it when Breece Hall was in. Hey, we're Zach Wilson's not the reason we're winning, but we're winning, and Breece Hall is running the ball down our throats. We don't have Breece Hall. We have lesser. I don't care what anybody says. Michael Carter is lesser than Breece Hall. That's not a knock on Michael Carter. I think that Breece Hall is just very special. James Robinson, he's all right. But why the hell are we featuring Ty Johnson? Why was that the Ty Johnson breakout game yesterday?
Oh my God. That 3rd and 3 on the drive when they kicked the field goal. 3rd and 3, and we're handing the ball off in shotgun. Shotgun! And we're handing it off to Ty Johnson? Yeah. There are 8 or 9 guys. I would rather see throwing a pass to Connor McDermott than hitting the ball off to Ty Johnson again. Stop with Ty Johnson.
Dude, I'm watching this game with my dad yesterday, and that shotgun play where Zach Wilson's holding the ball out. My dad goes, "Oh, they're going, they're faking the run." They weren't faking it. Zach Wilson held the ball there for a good 3 seconds, held it there, and then Ty Johnson takes the ball and gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Like, we saw it on TV. Like, they're not faking anybody. It's just, I don't know. You have to try to be that bad. I don't know. It's the only. I put it all over social media yesterday. The only thing that's keeping me off the ledge is that freaking coin. I have nothing else to believe in right now.
Jeez,
I have nothing else to believe in.
You know what coins are for? Dropping them inside a wishing well. Okay.
Thank you.
Because I swear, they lose. I'm sorry, they lose to Chicago. This season's going to spiral out of control. I don't care who's playing quarterback. They can't lose at home to Chicago.
Yes,
I'm from Chicago. I lived in Chicago for 20 years. Yes. Okay, I have so many friends who are Bears fans. Mm-hmm. We haven't beaten the Bears since the year 2000. That's almost as bad as the Eagles run. We lose to this team over and over and over again. The last time that we beat the Bears, we had 2 running backs who had positive yardage: Curtis Martin and Bernie Parmalee. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have the game etched in my memory. Okay, so that's how long ago this has been. So believe me, this game,
just like us.
This freaking game is personal for me. I want to beat the Bears. They'll never be as personal as the Patriots, but I want to beat the Bears. I respect the Bears, but I want to get bragging rights.
Yeah, not only that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, once I get going, but I cannot stop talking about this run game. I can't figure it out. How in the world did the run game look so dominant against Buffalo? That last drive, their last game, it ran the ball down Buffalo's throat, one of the best defenses in the NFL. We smoke them. Carter, Robinson, other way around, but you know what I'm saying. And against New England combined, we're averaging 3 yards per run. Why is this? I know Herbig was out, and I know that was a big blow, but there is no reason the running game should be failing like it is. Is that coaching? Is that because Belichick is that good that he was able to take away both the run game and Garrett Wilson? Is it really on Belichick being that good?
I don't know, man. But it's like, do you know what a loss at home to Justin Fields would do?
If he plays.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's injured.
Liam, let me ask the question back. Do you know what a loss at home to Trevor Siemian would do to this franchise?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. I forgot about Trevor Siemian, former Jet.
Totally Simeon's their backup, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He is. He is.
My God, I forgot about
I don't know, man. It's just like Bill Belichick has this spell over us. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're. The first game, what I blame that loss on was maybe they just put too much stock into that one game. Robert saw, we're setting off fireworks, get everybody in here early. maybe they just overhyped it and they were just too into their heads. But now it's just like, it's almost like when you do something like big and you fail. It's like when you're like lifting weights and you go for that PR and you fail, and then you try it again. It's in your head. I failed last time. It's almost like they're psyching themselves out before the game even starts. What are you thinking, Gino?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you both bring up, really good points. I'm going to go back to the Bears thing. So, like the Bears, I have family that are Bears fans, and they give me shit 24/7 about it. And it's true. They keep bringing up that we haven't beaten them since 2000, and I'm going to watch it with them on Sunday. So I'm kind of like thinking, okay, should I do that? Should I not? I don't even know what I'm going to do if we lose. But it's true. Like we haven't done anything against them in a long time, and not only that, we're going into MetLife Stadium where the boos are more infectious, I feel like, than any other stadium when it comes to Jets fans, because the Jets are very powerful fans, and I love that about us. So it's one of those things where if you can't make that happy, what are you going to do? So if you're going to go against Trevor Siemian, who is our backup quarterback, and if we lose, like it's going to be that crap again, same old Jets thing. It's going to be every analyst is going to tell us, oh, I already knew this, so I've known this all along. We can't even beat the old Trevor Siemian. I'm like, oh my God, just see the headlines. So
Oh,
it's one of those things where and they traded Quinn and Smith. They got literally nobody on that defense. I mean, they have weapons on the offense, but like they can't do anything unless Fields is in there because their offensive line is just okay. So like, I agree with Adam. I agree with you, Liam. It's one of those things where this if we don't win against the Bears, like that could spiral into a downfall for sure.
There's no doubt about it. And yeah, I think that I'm a little bit worried about where the locker room is right now because of, like we talked about, the likes on social media, different things like that. Because what has Joe Douglas talked about from the beginning? Building the best culture in all of sports. And I think we really started to see just how good it was. This team really was coming together. The only thing that was any sort of disruption was Elijah Moore. And I think his head is back in the right place now. I'm feeling a little bit better about him. And it was nice to see him catch a couple of passes. I still don't know what he was doing going out of bounds on the last play, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
This quarterback thing, though, that has the potential to splinter the locker room. And because when the Jets players should just be thinking about playing. They shouldn't be thinking about what is the front office doing? What does the coaching staff have in mind? What's their agenda? Why is he still playing? That they do not need that distraction going on in their minds. That has to be nipped in the bud right now. And that's the reason why I'm glad Saleh said what he said. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm a little bit torn at this point what they're going to do. Not what they should do, but what they're going to do.
Yes.
If I had to bet you right now, I think Zach starts and he gets a couple series. And if this offense still can't get a first down, if they can't get the ball past midfield against a bad Bears defense, this is not, I don't see any Matthew Judons or Devin McCourty's on that team.
Used to be, but not now. No.
Right. I like Jaquan Brisker at safety, but he's a little bit banged up. But
he's banged up. Yes, correct.
Yes. So yeah, if they cannot get some legitimate points, if they can't get the ball moving in the first half, then you got to bring in Mike White for the second half. That is what I think they will do.
See, I'm kind of thinking. Gino, were you going to say something?
Strevler. Do you think that they might give Strevler a shot? Because I know everyone keeps calling Flacco, and I'm like, okay, that Flacco thing's over with. No. It's over with, guys. Stop bringing up Flacco. I know people keep bringing up White and Strevler. If it was you, Adam, would you bring up White or Strevler?
I would bring in White. I'm not ready for Strevler to start a whole game yet. Okay. They had the Strevler package for the first New England game. We're still waiting for the Strevler package. I don't know exactly what happened. Did they lose? Did they lose the playbook walking from the locker room to the sideline? Did it get dropped somewhere and thrown in the garbage? I still want to know what the Strevler playbook contains. I don't think they're going to be ready to start him. I think it's definitely Mike White.
You see, it's like with the whole dividing the locker room too. It's like I think Robert Saleh handled this perfectly. He handled this the best way that he could. And even Rex Ryan made a really good point today. He said when when you're losing, it's I and me, and when you're winning, it's we and us. And that's the ad. And like some people in coming out of college that were saying that Zach Wilson has some like leadership issues. He's not really like a team first guy. I got to be honest. I have not seen that up until this point. Up until yesterday, I have not seen Zach Wilson be a bad teammate. I have never seen him say the wrong thing in the media. So, I mean, it is what it is. The team, however, that pissed him off. It's almost at the point now, I don't think you can start him on Sunday. I don't think you can. I don't see a situation that you can because he'd have to play perfectly. It's just, I think you need to at least have a half with Mike White. It's just, what do you do if Mike White starts failing?
Well, you need a reset. You need a reset. If Mike White does go in there, like Adam and you guys have been saying, you can bring in Zach Wilson or bring in Streveler. I guarantee you there's going to be 3 guys going to be on that roster on Sunday. I guarantee you it. So I think he does need to do like what he did with Elijah Moore. He needs to handle it like with Zach Wilson. I think that's the best way what Sal has done so far. Adam, what do you think?
I could see the argument for 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, but again, the crowd's not going to have any patience for Zach Wilson. That's why I think it makes sense to start Mike White. You don't want to give the Dragon a chance to roar. Let's put it that way. But again, I don't like this Bears defense does not have playmakers on it. So I expect again a very run. Can we see some play action a little bit more? Can we see some of that? I mean, I would like to see more of that. I'm not asking for screen passes, but I like the idea of some play action happening a little bit more. I also think I got to tell you, it has been a big blow to Zach not having Corey Davis. Yes, I think that is the only receiver he trusts, and I think people are starting to realize just how good he is and how valuable he is. He was one Jet that I have been ringing the bell for since the beginning, and I have been defending. And
me too.
Yeah,
I love him so much.
Good.
Yes,
good.
I love him so much.
Yeah, and now I think people are starting to appreciate it. In fact, I don't want to hear anybody talking again about cutting him after this season. If Zach's here, Corey Davis has to be here. There's no way around it. And I'm sorry. Chris Streveler, to me, best case scenario is Ray Lucas one day. I think that's his ceiling, where you develop a package for him. Hey, hopefully he can be as good an analyst as Ray was. Going on TV and giving an F. I miss that. I miss Ray Lucas doing the post game. Sometimes that was the only highlight after the losses.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the 6 away from Sunday. But yeah, the point is, I don't expect to see Flacco ever again. But I gotta tell you, as close as this team is, you need that steady presence. I don't hate the idea of going to Flacco. I don't hate it.
I do.
Ooh.
To kind of piggyback off of you, I don't know, man. Like maybe it's just I'm down on Flacco more than other people. Like I have said on multiple times, I don't ever want to see Joe Flacco starting a game for the New York Jets again. But it's almost like I don't think they're gonna make Zach Wilson inactive. Like I don't see that happening.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
No chance.
Yeah, I agree with
that. I think the lineup will probably be Mike White, Zach Wilson, and then Flacco. I mean, if that's what it was. But at the same time, it's like I understand like what you're saying. Don't give the Dragon a chance to roar. But at the same time, like you can't coach for the fans. You can't coach to sometimes you know what's best in that locker room. So like I don't think that they're gonna do that. I don't think that would be the reason why. I think that they're just trying to make a statement towards Zach Wilson, like, hey dude, like not only did you play terribly, you look like an asshole in the media too, because he did. And I thought it was very funny that Zach Wilson didn't meet the media today. He normally does on Mondays, so I think they're just trying to cover him. I don't know what it is, man, but it's strange, whatever it is. Like you wonder, like, is that beef really there? Because JFN liked that tweet and then, hey, I didn't mean to like that. I don't know, man. I don't really like too many tweets on accident.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
If not, you could always unlike it.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall today? Because Salah's presser was delayed 90 minutes.
Yes.
Then he said, "Don't beat me up over that." Yeah, he goes, "Don't beat me up over this."
Oh, yeah. What I would have given to be a spy in that room, to hear what was being talked about. Hey, it may not have been anything, but I doubt that it wasn't anything.
Well, U Stadium came out with a tweet. I was looking at that like a couple hours ago that the Johnsons have done really well on trying to have Joe Douglas into those kind of meetings, Joe Douglas into the kind of stuff that Salah needs help with or what Salah can do and JD can do together. And they've really been working with the coach staff to like figure it out. I mean, they figured it out with Old Brook, I mean, that was
Yeah,
good.
they did.
I mean, that was good with Q on the sidelines. I think they handled that very well. So I think now
Elijah Moore.
yeah, especially Elijah
Handled
Moore.
that.
And now I think they just need to work their magic again because I mean, you just don't go out and get James Robinson for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just don't go out and get a pick. We got him for cheap too, which is really cool. But you just don't wait. So I think something and Cienzo Smart played pretty good. He had a couple tackles really good. I liked what I saw from him. I know people were calling like Marshall too, but I like them both. I thought that was really good. I didn't think we needed to go out and get another guy. Rankins I know is out for like a month or month and a half, but I like the backups that we have. It's just if we could just figure out the O-line and the quarterback, we'll be good.
Yeah, I think the O-line was still a major issue yesterday, though, and
Very. It was one of them. One of the three.
It certainly hasn't helped Zach Wilson's case either, but it's exactly what Zach Wilson has been doing. Say against Buffalo, he was fine. He stayed in the pocket. He had a clean pocket. And he was able to move the ball. When Zach Wilson starts just running out of the pocket, that's when everything breaks down. It's like Zach Wilson would rather make an easy play, an off-schedule play. He would rather play the hero ball, but it's at the point where he's not even playing hero ball. It's just I saw it on his face. Like anytime they would show him, he's looking around. He looked lost yesterday. He looked like he didn't know where he was. At one point, they even had to call a timeout because you could tell he just didn't know what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think it's just him getting into his head too much. So it's like going back to like even like at the office. It's like, how do you fix that? Like that's something that like, is there something you do for that? Is there like some way that you can fix? Like this kid needs his confidence back. He's lost his confidence.
Yeah.
But it's also like his confidence in the media is like what's killing him at the same time. It's like it was windy as hell out there. Well, Mac Jones didn't struggle against the wind.
Right. Oh, God. 23 out of 27 for Mac Jones?
Yes.
Really?
I'm glad you brought that up.
So, yeah, to everybody, that was one of the things that bothered me, too, is that, like I said, the people who focused on Zach and Zach alone and said the defense was great. The defense wasn't great on Sunday. The pass rush was great. What about all those missed tackles? Quan Alexander missing a wide open tackle that led to another 17 yards. When you are allowing 23 out of 27 completions by Mac Jones, you're not playing a good enough defensive game. You're not. They hit him.
Right.
That was great, but it wasn't a good defensive game.
Right. When you hold a team to only 3 points, it kind of masks everything. Like on paper it looks great, but like you said, the secondary wasn't great. DJ Reed, even Sauce Gardner didn't have a great day.
Joyner, Whitehead.
How did Reed not get that fumble? How did
I
Reed
know.
not get that fumble from John
I know.
Smith? Those were the types of things.
Reed ran right by it. I think was it Reed or Whitehead? One of them did.
Lawson was right by it, but he was like facing like an awkward way where he couldn't just.
Yeah, I don't think he realized it.
But Reed was down, and then the ball just kind of squirted out, and the Patriot player got it. And at that point, I said, "Oh no," because we needed a turnover. They didn't turn the Patriots, so there were no turnovers in that game, which is amazing. By either
there should have been a couple.
We could have a debate about early on when Sauce stripped the ball. We could talk
what'd you think about that? What'd you think about that? Because I have so much I want to say about that, but you go first.
I thought he had made a football move, and I thought it was a fumble, but I thought it was a game that was close enough where you couldn't overturn it either way. And when they eventually got together, I want to point that out. They eventually got together and ruled an incomplete pass. I said, yep, this is going to be a Patriot gift call because the Jets have not earned those types of calls yet from the NFL officials. And at that point, I said, this is not what we needed early game. Now, little did I know the offense would be that putrid. Maybe they would have poked it in from the one eventually. I don't know for sure. But I think they would have had a chance of moving the ball 1 yard at least. But, yeah, that was kind of – in retrospect, we didn't know it at the time. That was the first bad omen of things to come.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even like – I mean, that was a football play. That looked really good. I mean, the camera angle was right on that. He punched it out, got the ball, should be a touchdown. Even with the crap at the end of the game. At the end of the game with the hit in the back with Hardy. That should have been a call too. But no one's ever going to say anything about that because the Jets always get screwed against the Patriots. It doesn't
Zach getting
matter
hit in the
who we
head.
are.
Zach getting hit in the
Yes,
face mask. Where was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's there. What it was a ref kind of game too. The refs were definitely in the fault, but no one's ever going to say that because of the Patriots. It's like, where's the respect? When is that ever going to get corrected? Who knows? Liam,
Even that illegal block in the back on the touchdown, that last play of the game.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah,
you mentioned that. Yeah.
That's just.
They could call whatever rules they want, just as they call it the same way, to either side. I mean, has Zach Wilson ever gotten a roughing the passer penalty? Like when he was the one who was hit? I can't think of one.
Yeah.
Even that first Patriots game, he got lit up twice.
Oh my gosh.
And they didn't call one.
Buffalo, when he got hit in the head on the field goal drive on that last drive when he's going to the sideline.
Yep.
He clearly got hit in the helmet. They didn't call that either. It's like, oh, it's a jet. No, we don't have to throw the flag. That's, my shoulder's getting tired. I'm going to save this for overtime or something like later in the game. I throw my flags for the week. I've hit my quota. Get out of here.
That's what it seems like. They're saying I was seeing something that yesterday, like the flag was in Belichick's pocket. He didn't get it out in time. So it's just
it's true too.
When you're playing the Patriots, like we know, like this is a game that we have to play clean. Like this is a game that we can't depend on the refs. Like you're going to get screwed on a couple plays. That's going to change the outcome of the game. So it's just like you better be prepared for it. And it's just like this is not same old Jets. I'm not saying that, but it's like every year with this Jets team, it seems like we come out of the bye worse than we came in. Every year. Last year it was against the Falcons in London. That was horrible. And it's just it seems like the Jets are historically it seems like the Jets are historically bad coming out of the bye. And like I don't understand. It's like we had 2 weeks to prepare, they had 2 weeks to prepare. New England did not show the same look whatsoever that they showed the first week. And you're telling me that we couldn't generate over 100 yards of offense when you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team that's not that good? These New England Patriots, this is not the dynasty out there.
Yes, we're so much better than them. I just don't get it.
I didn't see Amendola and Edelman and Gronk and Brady back there. Like, I've seen that before. This is not that team. Mac Jones is not that good. But you know what it is? He's better than Zach Wilson. I'll tell you that.
He's efficient. Yeah. They have an offense designed for him that makes sense because Mac Jones cannot throw the ball more than about 20 yards downfield. It was dink and dunk, short passes, and somehow, even though the Patriots coaching staff has Matt Patricia and Joe Judge on them, they found a way to get players in space, open. They were able to do that against our defense. They outcoached us.
Yeah,
they really did. I know Zach was terrible, but I feel like we got outcoached.
Yes,
and that bothers me. It really does bother me too, Bill, that we can't beat Belichick.
Yes,
right. What it is too is like you're saying that he can't throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field. They don't ask him to. That's the thing. They don't ask him to. He doesn't have to. They're like you said, they're coaching to his strength. I don't know if it's Mike LaFleur not coaching to Zach Wilson's strength. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just Zach Wilson not showing any strength.
I was gonna say, Liam, what is Zach's strength right now? I'm not sure what it is.
I think that's a fair question. Like do you guys have it? Like,
I don't even know. I don't even know. His sidearm?
Getting rid of the ball fast.
Getting the ball, maybe?
Yeah. Quick read, one read, get the ball out in 2.5 seconds. That's what he does best.
He wasn't looking at that bad yesterday, like when he was running the ball, because he had a couple nice runs, like decent. But it's like on TV, like they only show him running the ball. So like I'm going on Twitter today where you could see the whole field, and I think it might have been on that Berrios play where he overthrew. Mims was wide open. That would have been a touchdown. He was in space.
Mims. Yeah, it was Mims.
Right? You know that play I'm talking about?
Yeah, Mims should have caught that
Nobody
too,
around him. Nobody around him.
No, this was Mims running wide open for a touchdown in the end zone. This isn't the play that Mims dropped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a little bit different. Zach, just as Mims was breaking open, it wasn't much time. It was about a half a second to a second, but Zach had already given up on the play, and it was just enough time. But he started running and took the ball to the sideline for about a 5-yard gain, and it absolutely could have been a touchdown. Now, I don't know if Now the question is, would Mims have tried to catch the ball with his hands or his body? That's something we can't be completely sure about.
But you know, like in that situation, if Zach Wilson does make that throw to him, that's not on Zach if he doesn't catch it.
That's right.
If he puts it right where it needs to be, then we're not looking at Zach the same way. Because one touchdown, that's all we needed. One touchdown, we would have won that game. None of this would have happened. We would have said, you know what? It wasn't Zach's best game. The conditions were bad, but Zach did enough to get the game put away. That's all he needed. That's all he had to do. One drive. We needed one touchdown.
You're right.
And we're not in the same boat. They're not asking Zach if he let the defense down. And I guarantee you Zach starts next week. One drive. That's all he needed. It wasn't – I didn't think it was going to be this ugly, but it's like we were in this game till the very end. All you had to do is not give up a touchdown. But, you know, I mean, like, you can't fault really the special teams. Yes and no. It's like the special teams didn't –
It shouldn't
have come to that. I mean, it sucks that they gave up that the biggest play of the game.
Yeah, Nick Folk just wound up teasing us. Like, he missed the 2 field goals just so that the knife could be jabbed into our heart that much later and that much stronger.
Player of the game.
I honestly, I wish the Patriots had been up 6-3 like the entire game. And maybe, I think it actually would have hurt less than the way it actually happened. So they had to give us like they had to tease us the whole way. But yeah, from the second half on, it was like, if they don't get a block kick, if they don't get a turnover, they're not going to score. I mean, the only first downs I think the Jets had in the second half were on penalties. I'm pretty sure 2 first downs and both came on penalties. That nothing else needs to be said than that. Just on how inept they were. They couldn't even adjust to the adjustments that Belichick made. I mean, in halftime, did they even have a conversation about what they could do differently?
Yeah, I don't know what they did at halftime.
Yeah. But break out Ty Johnson. That's what they said at halftime.
yeah, dust them off. But it seems like if Zach Wilson is struggling in this win now, then Zach Wilson is not cut out to be playing in New York. He's just not. Because this is supposed to be a playoff team. What happens when you're playing Kansas City? What happens when you're playing Buffalo? Like, you're going to have to travel to some cold places in December if you want to be a good NFL quarterback, dude. And if a little bit of wind is your kryptonite, then then go back to Utah. I don't know what to tell you. Go play for the 49ers, you know. Go play in the warm. I don't know what to tell you. Because New York is not cut out for you then.
Well, I guess that begs the question, like, I know everyone keeps bringing it up, and I'm going to bring it up. Jimmy G.
Okay.
Jimmy G. Yes or no?
Next year?
Yeah.
You bring him in for competition.
Okay.
What's
Why
the
not?
contract situation? What's the contract situation with him?
He took a pay cut. It's a regular backup's salary now.
But he's a free agent?
I'm pretty sure it was a year.
Yeah, next year's a free agent. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would absolutely give it a chance at this point. I got to be honest with you guys. I'd bring in Taylor Heineke to compete with Zach right now. I don't think they're going to bring in like a Lamar. I mean, they're not going to be able to afford him or a Derek Carr. Yeah. But you want a player. You know what you want from a quarterback that's competing with Zach? Reliability. He doesn't have to have the biggest upside, but you need a high floor. And Heineke can win games. He may not have the prettiest game. He doesn't have the flashiest game. He'll never give you good fantasy numbers. But how much does he have to work with in Washington with the Commodores or whatever they want to call themselves? He didn't have a whole heck of a lot, but that team is winning. They have a good defense. They have a good head coach. And Heineke, you're not going to see Carson Wentz again unless Heineke gets hurt. I would really consider bringing in Heineke if they want to bring in some competition. I would like that idea.
So I think Jimmy G makes the most sense just because of his relationship with Salah, and I think Jimmy G is just more polished.
Yeah,
I think he will. I mean, like Salah took him to the Super Bowl. You know, I mean.
But is there another team that would give because Garoppolo knows if he's coming here, he's coming as competition. He's not as short of a starting job. Is there another team out there that would offer him that's the key. That's the key. I don't know who that would be, but all it takes is one, and that's it. Like if Brady retires, who knows if he will? Maybe Tampa Bay. Hey, he could follow Brady. Wouldn't shock me.
Again,
Atlanta
wouldn't shock me either.
Well, they drafted Ritter, but
you
know, who knows what Carolina's doing this week at quarterback?
That's like shoot, I don't even think Vegas knows. I don't even know Vegas knows even what's going on in Carolina. But I mean, it's.
Dude,
I
I
come
can't
back to
believe
this one. I come back to this
I
one.
saw.
Abby, what are you doing? I want to know. We're not getting Rodgers. You know
Which
what I mean?
Rodgers? Yeah, we're getting Richard Rodgers to play tight end. Look at that Rodgers. Abby,
Dude,
you're
I
funny,
saw a
but you
tweet
got some
today.
hot takes, girl.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I mean, I think it's funny, but
I saw a
We
tweet
might do
today
a lot
saying
of
bring back
things.
Sam.
yeah,
We might get our
You're
own
right.
stadium one day.
I saw
A lot
a
of
tweet
things
today
might
saying
happen
bring back
one day.
Sam. Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Man.
The
What do you
30
think
for
about that
30s.
idea?
Yeah, the 30 for 30 is going to be unbelievable if that happens.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
All right,
I
Liam,
can't
go
believe I
ahead.
saw that on Twitter today. I saw a bring back Sam comment.
Oh, please no. Oh, God, please no.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I've seen
God.
some people, certain content providers who do podcasts somehow saying, "Oh my God, Zach Wilson makes me long for Sam Darnold. He makes Sam Darnold look like Joe Namath." I'm like, recency bias much? Come on.
Yeah, really.
It's I know we're letting off steam, but it's like Green Bean says, gripe intelligently.
Yeah.
At least
It's
try.
true.
At least try to, and as much as it hurts, because nothing hurts more in my mind than losing to New England. So that's why I decided to shut up for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
Before I posted it.
Yeah, Gino, I give you so much credit. Gino does a post game show right after. There's no way I could. There's no way, dude. If I did that, then we'd be kicked off of YouTube. This flag right here, this guy right here was in the garbage can yesterday. I hang there's like 2 clips up there. I hang it right off my balcony. I took it and I threw it in the freaking garbage yesterday, and then I was like, wait a minute, I need that is
Wait,
my background.
I thought you said
podcast.
your dad did that.
My dad did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, he's talking about the green one. The green one to his right, your left.
Yeah.
His
Okay.
dad threw it in the garbage yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was like,
I'm surprised he
and then he goes,
didn't. I thought he'd rip it up before he threw it in the garbage.
Right.
yeah. He goes, you don't want this shit, do you? And then I was like, no. And then I was like, wait a minute, I do host a podcast. I kind
Yeah, you kind of need that.
So then I had to take the walk of shame back to the kitchen, dust it off, clean it off, and I'm like,
you had to put the lighter fluid back in the garage.
yeah, come back in the window from the balcony, hanging there. Yesterday was rough.
How many stories is your house, Liam? How high
Big
is
enough
it?
to get the job done, dude. Big enough.
Good enough.
Abby,
I don't
we
know.
got Favre. Yeah, we did get Favre, but it was only for a year. I mean,
And he didn't want to
Because
be
he got
here.
hurt.
he didn't even want to be
Yeah,
here
no.
at all. He was only facing his legacy, and he got injured, and then he went to the Vikings.
After retiring.
True that.
Yeah, that's back when we were paying the Jets tax. Okay, now other teams got to pay the Joe Douglas tax. That's how we were able to get a 6 for Blake Cashman.
Yeah,
Blake
yeah.
Blake Cashman. He had
And
a
hurt
sack
him.
last week, and he didn't get hurt in
Did
the
he?
process.
Oh, wow.
I figured they'd have a parade for him. I couldn't
he in the
believe it's like,
Texans, I think, now?
Cash. What?
Is he on the
Say again?
Texans now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
traded
Yeah,
him
he
to
is.
Houston for a 6, but I think they had to pay a 2-round tax. Is how that worked. So it was the Jets. So they would have just cut him if it was anybody other than the Jets. But
Yeah.
I once did a whole thing called The Saga of Blake Cashman. I did a whole article and video on just breaking down his entire Jets career. And I went out there with a couple people and I said, okay, and which body part did he injure in this game? And they had to guess which body part got hurt. And it was pretty
I saw something with Chris Herndon that he's suspended for some reason.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
saying
And,
why.
and we traded a draft
Yes.
pick for him, too.
Yeah,
as well.
Oh
So
my
did-
gosh. So the details of that were we traded him and a 6 and we got a 4. And the 4 turned into a guy named Michael Clemens. Can you say steal?
So much.
Yeah,
so.
right?
We traded Chris Herndon for Michael freaking Clemens. It was
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah. All right, so I
But,
guess
we wish we wish Herndon the best though, because we know he's had
Yeah.
a substance issue in the past. So
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
happens.
Is that what it
that's
was again? Do we know? Or
That's
Most
that
likely,
is not
right?
confirmed, but it's very, very because we know he's already had 1 violation with us, and he got a
Yeah.
4-game suspension. Now it's 8 games, so it stands. There's a good chance. Let's put it that way.
Right. So to switch topics here a little bit. So let's say Mike White starts Sunday and he wins. Do you keep him in?
Yes,
Absolutely.
undoubtedly.
No doubt in my mind.
Okay.
I would go to Vegas and bet my life on that. There's no doubt you wouldn't do that. You guys stay with the hot hand.
You got to. This is a team that needs to win games. The evaluation period of the team as a whole is over. You could do what you want at quarterback, but the bottom line, hey Dom, thanks. Yep, it was for.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Thank you,
was.
Dom.
It's got to be. Yeah. Whoever gives you the best chance to win, that's how you play, regardless of draft position.
Okay, in a situation in which we lose, do you go back to Wilson the following week?
It depends how most
Who's
likely,
the
but
following week? I'm gonna
I
put the
think that's
schedule here.
is that Buffalo? Or is that the Buffalo
I
or
thought it
Minnesota?
was. I thought it was. Was
It
it
might
the
be
Vikings?
Minnesota.
It's either Buffalo or at Minnesota. It's one of the two.
I'm looking that up too.
But
yeah, Minnesota. It's Minnesota, then the Bills. Then the Bills.
Okay. I would go back to, if they lose and White is just completely incompetent, yes, I go back to Zach Wilson. If he moves the offense and they lose the shootout, then I could make an argument staying with Mike White. But if they put Mike White in, he can have it as long as he plays competently and the offense is moving the ball down the field. That's how I feel.
Right. I mean, it's just we had hopes of getting that Jets Viking game flexed. I don't think that's happening now.
Well, it just really depends on what they do this next game because they lost against the Cowboys. So it's all about how if they lose again, you just never know. I mean, look at the Patriots. They won our game. They won against us. Then they won the game after that, and then they have their bye. Then they won against us. So it just depends.
And the Bears beat the Patriots. Amazingly, the Patriots' last loss was to Chicago.
Lucky. They got lucky.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I seriously wonder if there's a game when you have Zach run a little bit. If they play Zach, that might be a situation where you could have a Strevler package because we know he can run a little bit. It's an interesting idea because if that's one way to beat the Bears, if it's with speed, then you really have to think about, if you're Mike LaFleur, formatting the game plan in a way to take advantage of that. And I think LaFleur has been very up and down this year. I think he's kind of learning the whole thing as he goes along. He's had good games. He's had bad games. I thought he was fantastic against Buffalo. Maybe New England is just this offense's freaking kryptonite. Maybe that's what it really is. But we're going to start to find out over the next couple of weeks because upcoming, you got a couple of defenses that have not been great as of late. Minnesota has capable players, but they got eviscerated. They got torched by Dallas.
I know.
Ooh. And Minnesota, I felt they're going to have a bad game just because they put their heart and soul and everything else into that win over Buffalo. Coming into that game against Dallas, regardless of where the game was, I knew it was going to be difficult. I didn't know they were going to get embarrassed like that. But that's going to be a very interesting spot when this offense goes against Minnesota down the road.
Okay, so my next question for you then, Adam and Liam, I want your answers too. So far, when it's come to the defense and the coaching overall, how do you think it's been going even after the bye week this far, the coaching and the defense? We've talked about the offense. I don't think we really need to talk about special teams, but the defense and the coaching overall, all four, what do you think so far?
As far as the defense goes, I'll take the defense. I feel that good players make the coaches look good. Mm-hmm. They purposely built up this defense, particularly the defensive line, to generate pressure with 4 pass rushers, and we are seeing that it's working. One of my biggest fears about the team, one of the reasons I wasn't very positive going into the season, like I was thinking maybe 7 wins, 8 was realistic. I thought 8 to 9 wins would be really, really good.
Same.
I did not have confidence in the run defense at all, but the linebackers have done a very good job. I really like Quan Alexander, especially against the run. They're not great against coverage now. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I think they have to upgrade come the offseason. I'm not saying you need to use a first-round pick on a linebacker. We're not going to get crazy there. But I've been impressed for the most part, with the team's run defense. I think it's done a very outside of probably the Cleveland game, they've done a good enough job. But again, when you insert talent that's that good, it's going to make Jeff Ulbrich. First 3 to 4 weeks, what were we hearing? Fire Ulbrich. Ulbrich is terrible. Nobody has spoken Jeff Ulbrich's name in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about Jeff Ulbrich, and that's probably the best situation he could be in right now.
Yeah.
Because you inserted 2 fantastic corners. You have a slot corner who's only getting better and better, and the safeties, after a very rocky first couple of weeks, their game has been really, really good. So, yeah, I couldn't be much more pleased with where the defense is. Again, I wish they could have turned New England over, but they've shown a knack for intercepting passes. And I had a feeling if the pass rush would work, then it was going to make the secondary and linebackers look that much better. Because how many times, like JFM hits the quarterback's arm, boom, Sauce comes down with the interception. The whole thing works together.
Yeah.
And and as far as the coaching goes, I've been feeling a little bit better about Saleh. My biggest question with him is, was he too much of a player's coach? Could he hold a player accountable when he's needed to? And we're still starting to get the answer to that question, but more and more I'm starting to feel that that's a yes, because you have to be able to handle adversity. I got to be honest, one of my favorite things that he did was when he was asked about the sky cam when the freaking cord collapsed.
Yeah.
What is, by the way, the sky cam last week, this week, a tree falls down and hits the freaking production truck, and that's why we're stuck on one camera for the first series of the game. I thought I was watching a game from 1966 or something.
Yeah.
What was that? I was waiting for like Kurt Gowdy to start doing the play. Like, and welcome to Gillette Stadium. We are proud to welcome you. This is NBC broadcasting the AFL.
Yeah.
And then the delay on Sunday, right? Then the delay on Sunday.
Sounds like this shit only happens to us. He told the referee. I'm like, he gets it. He gets it. He's one of us now.
Yeah, he knows. He's New York through and through.
But we started to see the glimpse of the accountability.
Talk to him? You see what Barrios said to him on the sideline?
Yeah, this shit's rigged or something. He said, yeah.
And I was told it was a tree. It was a tree this past Sunday.
Did you see the clock? Like the clock looked like it was like from like the 70s too. Like on the TV.
Yeah. The TV. You
saw
about TV one?
I thought 60 Minutes was going to take over. I was waiting for. I
yeah,
figured that's what was going to happen. I thought Mike Wallace or Ed Bradley would come on the air. Well, those are the old days of 60 Minutes when it was watchable, but we don't need to go there with the media.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
No, don't have to. But yeah, I think Saleh's starting to figure out what it is to be a Jet, and that you are going to have more adversity here than almost any place else in the NFL. I feel like the fan base is starting to take him in a little bit more, but I'll tell you what, we're going to learn a lot more this week with what happens with the quarterback situation. This is a big test for him, and the fact that he didn't commit to Zach, I'm glad he didn't. So let's see what happens the rest of this week.
Well, Liam, you had a lot of respect for him. We were talking earlier. Yep. You had a lot of respect for his answers. I have been very great. Like I really like what Saleh's been doing in his press conferences and just being honest and open. I know he's got a positive energy going, but like he has done everything that not only does the fans want, but what's great for the team. And I know Liam has grown more respect. I've grown more respect. It's that kind of stuff that we didn't have before. Like we couldn't say that before. It was a shit show before.
Yeah. Our old press conferences were just the media attacking Adam Gase. And Adam Gase saying, I need to watch the film. I need to watch the tape. I need to watch the tape. And like, that's it. So it's nice that it's like Robert Saleh just seems like a personable guy. It seems like one of us, like, it seems like we could have him on, just like have like a normal conversation with him. And he just seems like a good dude. I think Robert Saleh with the media has really learned that less is more, especially with the New York media. Like sometimes you can't necessarily be honest. Like you're telling me that he doesn't know the answer for who's starting on Sunday already. He does. But he's not going to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me that this one practice is going to determine who the future is. Like, come on. He knows that there's no way in hell that he could start Zach Wilson on Sunday. So it's just like he's learning that less is more. He's kind of giving more of the cliche answers, which I like. I don't mind that at all. I like this whole narrative that everything is kept in house. I want to hear from Mike LaFleur. I want to see what he was thinking. You know, where's his head at? That's kind of what I'm concerned with too. Jeff Ulbrich, I don't know if Robert Saleh stepped in on that defense and that's why they're turning it around, or if maybe it just clicked.
Yeah, never know.
One day with Jeff Ulbrich. I don't know.
I'm thinking it
Whatever
clicked.
the reason.
Yeah, because you had so many new starters. Like you had 7 or 8 new starters. You know, when you factor everything in, I think it just took a little bit of time for it to come together. That's just my opinion. Can't prove it, but that's just what I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Either way, I'm okay with it. I mean, I seriously, in my heart, believe that this defense is ready for a Super Bowl. We've beaten Buffalo's defense. We've beaten Denver's defense. I think we can beat Kansas City's defense. Like, I think this offense is really holding. I don't think, hand on my heart, I don't think that if we get this offense turned around, that a Super Bowl is an unrealistic possibility. Defense wins championships. we proved that we're a championship-worthy defense. Yesterday, not the best showing for the Jets in general, right? The secondary wasn't great, but that pass rush is freaking elite, dude. It is. But you know what? At the end of the day, if we have a couple of hiccups in the backfield, you know what? We still have a rookie at corner. Is that you know he's still a rookie. It is what it is. I'm on 5%. I'm gonna have to go soon. My tablet's dying over here. But give me 1 second. They don't want to hear what I have to say.
At least
That's
the tablet
what it is.
get
They don't want to
yeah.
hear.
At least the tablet game ends up. Mine just sometimes dies on me, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. But
That has happened to me a couple of times when I'm like fading out.
Yeah.
That's not green. Like I don't have like the green goggles on. Like I seriously think that we can. I think our defense is only getting better each and every week. And I'm not saying the expectation is Super Bowl, but I think the expectation damn well is playoffs, at least a wild card. And that's why I'm saying that yesterday was a must win. Not for our season. Like our season's not over. Like you know, we haven't given up all hope. But at the end of the day, it's like I was greedy. I wanted to win that division. But this season has been incredible so far.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's over by any shot. I don't think that it's the end for Zach Wilson. I think this could all be solved. I don't think that the walls are falling down here. I think there's too much talent. We don't have those diva-like players. You know, we don't have those veteran, you know, guys. I'm not going to name any specific players, but we don't have those veterans that are going to check out because they don't like what Zach Wilson said. I think Zach Wilson needs to go into the locker room, have a heart-to-heart with them, and just be like, listen, I screwed up. I was wrong. You guys certainly saved my ass out there, and I need to be better. Abby says this is the toughest division in football. I really think that's true because if the season ends right now,
one of them, yeah.
I think it's that in the NFC East.
It's the only division where every team I think is over 500. I know that was the way going into it last week. So
that's correct.
If that's still the case, yeah.
Well, they said that all of them would be in the wild card, or shooting for a wild card in playoffs.
Yeah, at this point, it's wild card. I got to be honest. I feel like I gave up on the division after yesterday. I know they're only one game out, but with tiebreakers and overcoming this, I think it's too much. When you only have Buffalo and Miami left on the road, I think it's just too much to overcome. I think that good as Cincy may be, they've got the third hardest schedule in the league coming up. Okay. So they have a lot. They have a lot of challenges coming up if you look at their schedule. The Chargers are a team that I am a little bit concerned about. They gave Kansas City a good fight, but they have one of the easiest schedules left. I'm a little bit more worried about the Chargers. And
Me too.
So, yeah, I think that the Jets can get past Cincy because I think they could go on a little bit of a losing streak. But I am pretty concerned about – I got to be honest, I'm a little worried about the Chargers. And that's why I feel like this game is so important because the Bears may be the worst team the Jets have left on their schedule. It's pretty much them and Jacksonville. They've got to win these games at home. My opinion, it's got to be Chicago, Jacksonville, and I'm going to throw Detroit in it as well because I am not afraid of any offense in this league with this defense. Not a single.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, facts. Yes, correct.
All right. Y2K, you said you had some trivia for us?
Yeah, give some trivia, buddy.
Yeah, I'll give you a little trivia question. This is something I do on Green Bean Show on Thursday night. Touchdown Brandon Ayuk, San Francisco's leading. I'm going to give you a Jets draft trivia question here. I'm just going to load this up. Let me just to be fair, about how far back are you guys comfortable going, like in terms of years? Like what's your I won't go back to the 90s, but I won't go that far back. But
I can go back to the Rex Ryan days.
Okay,
that's where I'm.
Rex. All right, I'll go
next decade.
I was going to go back to like 03, but I won't go back quite that far. All right, let's see. Name the. Let me see. Oh, I think I've got one here. Yeah, I'm doing a quick adjustment here on the fly. So if you like to buy me, okay, I got a question for you. Name the only two players that the Jets drafted in I believe this was 2013. I think it was 2013. Who are still active in the NFL? Yeah, 2013. The Jets drafted two players who are still active in the league. Name them.
Oh boy. Rex was still here for that, so that's that. I think they're on defense. I want to say it's a defensive player. No idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, it was Rex's last Rex. I believe it was Rex's last draft, as a matter of fact.
Was Richardson one of them?
Sheldon Richardson was one of the players drafted, but he is. I don't believe he's even currently on a team right now.
He's not. He's
Yeah,
just
so
free
it's-
agent. Yeah.
It's not Sheldon. Yeah, but you do have the year right. That was the D. Milner draft, by the way. That was our first.
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. I was like, I know he's not there.
Yeah. You know, he's not doing anything.
I thought
How it-
Richardson was on.
No. Well, he was with the Browns, but then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got cut. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't played a game this year, I don't believe. Yeah.
Well, Wilkerson's not there, so he can't do that.
That wasn't 2013 either.
Yeah, he hasn't played a game this year. Sheldon has. So, yep. He did play last season, but not this season.
Okay, so one of them says Brandon Shell. Abby.
Brandon Shell was. Ew, don't freeze on me now. Brandon Shell was not drafted in 2013. It's good. It's a good
Yeah,
guess,
I think
but it is. Yeah, Brandon Shell was drafted. Where was he? Was he 14? Brandon Shell was drafted in 2016, as a matter of fact.
All right, I don't know this one. That's a good question.
Is
Do
it
you
on
know
defense? Is it on defense or offense?
They are both offense.
Oh,
Oh,
I was way off.
okay.
I'm trying to think who was on that 20. See, it sucks because like that 2013 team sucked.
You could say that for the last decade. Liam.
Yeah.
That really narrows it down.
right,
Yeah.
right. That's awesome. That was a great comment.
I'm trying to think
Offense.
who the hell is even on that team? I have no
Abby
clue.
says Geno Smith.
Geno Smith was a second round pick that year. That's
Okay.
one. Yep. That was the easier one. There's one that's a little bit more challenging.
I was gonna say Geno and
And no search engines,
O-line.
Abby.
I'm not searching.
No, not you, but
I thought it was an old lineman.
Let me see if I can plug this in. It's dying.
That's code for he's checking his phone. No, I'm kidding. Oh
No.
just kidding.
My phone is.
It's fine.
there.
We get you're good.
I got to plug this in. I'm going to a different angle now.
It's definitely not a tight end.
No. All right.
Who would it be? It's not a running back. It's not a fullback. It's a wide receiver.
No, it's definitely not a wide receiver.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm going through all the wide receivers. Abby says I got this. I'm like, okay.
Abby's got it.
I don't know. She said Geno. That was
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did have one right.
Okay, well we gotta stop this
yeah,
because
I'm gonna-
Elmo's here.
Yeah. Hold.
Adam, you
Yeah,
gotta
hold
say
on.
hi to Elmo.
Hi,
Let's say-
Hi, Elmo.
There you go. Very good.
Hello, Elmo.
She says she's thinking safety. Now Adam did say that it was two
Both
offensive
offense.
players.
Yeah, this guy ain't playing safety. I can assure you.
I'm guessing that's a lineman. I feel like that was kind of a hint.
I think too. I
really trying to-
think it is.
Brian
Trying to help
Winters?
you a little bit.
Winters.
Brian Winters was drafted that year, but he is not active in the league anymore.
Damn it.
Yeah, he was drafted in the 3rd round. This guy was drafted 5th round.
Oh, so he was later on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that was like a little lineman hint that you gave me there.
You want me to give you his current team? Maybe that'll help.
Okay, go for it.
LA
Sure. Yeah.
Rams. LA Rams.
Ooh. Gino knows this.
I see his face. He's a big guy. He's got a big stomach. My brother-in-law's obsessed with him. What is his name?
Abby, I'm sorry, it was not Brandon Shell. Brandon Shell was drafted in 2016.
Yeah,
Sorry.
isn't Shell? Isn't he
Elmo
with the
wants to know the
Falcons?
question.
Okay, Elmo. So the question is, the Jets drafted 2 players in 2013 who are still active this year in the NFL. Geno Smith was one. Check out that. Who's the second player?
I have no idea. Gino's more of a Rams guy than I am.
No, it's not McKinney.
No.
Weinstein?
Is it?
Weinstein?
Winston?
The director? Like the director who got nailed with all the sexual harassment?
No, not
lawsuits?
that guy.
What are we doing?
Who are you talking about?
Someone keeps talking about him on the fucking Rams.
I have no
Not
idea,
that
to be
guy.
honest.
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
He was a Jet for only 1 year, and then he left.
Yeah, I give up.
Played in Houston for a little while.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
Okay, the answer was
Oh,
Ode Ibushi.
oh,
Ode Ibushi, currently active on the LA Rams on their leaguer offensive line. So
I don't even
Wow.
remember him.
Oh, I
being on
remember
the
him.
Jets for some
I
reason.
remember him.
Ibushi was a draft pick by the Jets. He was gone after 1 year, and he's kind of drifted around the league, but he's
Yeah.
still hanging on. Started for a few years in Houston. So, yeah, it was
That-
Ode Ibushi.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was not
He-
obsessed with him. Never mind. I was
Yeah.
thinking of a different guy.
He didn't start. Did he start
Whitworth.
with the Jets?
I was thinking Whitworth.
Oh,
for
Andrew
some reason.
Whitworth.
I was thinking Whitworth, not Weinstein or Winstein, whatever. It was Whitworth.
That was great.
Wanted to clarify that.
Weinstein. God. Yeah, from somewhere in Brooklyn came the draft pick Weinstein.
Right. We have fun. We have fun on this show. Hey, but I'm happy for Malden, though. I know switching gears, but Malden, he's doing pretty good right now. I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. That was funny.
And the Niners just picked off McCoy, it looks like.
That's a good game tonight.
What's the score of that game?
Yeah, what's the score of that game?
7-3 Niners, 9:31 to go in the second quarter from Mexico. Yeah, they're playing. That stadium is 72,000 feet in the air.
Yes.
Mile High is only 52. That makes 72.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing at that's their best stadium in Mexico. I follow the Mexican soccer league over there, and it's amazing. It's amazing what detail they have there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ball goes off Connor's hand, and then number one, I think it was Ward. Did the ball hit the ground? It's a close call. Then he took it back for a touchdown, but this might get overturned. It's a close call. Yeah, so they're going to commercial. So, yeah.
Hey, Adam,
so Y2K?
Yeah, go for it. Liam, go for it. Yeah.
I was going to ask you where we can find you on social media.
Okay, so you can find me on Twitter at Y2K_1999. Y2K_1999. I might talk about anything. I tend to be a little less filtered on Twitter than I am in other places. I could be a little bit opinionated, but that's. And as far as my channel goes, it's just like it says down below: NY Sports, Wicker Media, and I talk about all kinds of things. I'll talk Jets, Mets. Rangers. I even did a World Cup soccer video today for about 10 minutes. I watched the game with the American Outlaws group in Virginia Beach. We probably had about 150 to 200 people and just packed this restaurant. Wow. You can get a table. I was sitting on a freaking pool table. Okay, that's how crowded it was. It was pretty awesome. But you know what? If something moves me, and particularly if it's New York related, 1999 is when I graduated high school. Man, I'm not that young. No,
I'm going to go on record here. That's the year I was born.
There you go. See, I got a lot more pain built up inside me, Liam. Yeah, my memories go back to the late '80s with the Jets.
But you see, I want to. But you witnessed like '98. You witnessed 2002.
I did.
You were old enough to like remember like that. I've only seen bad football.
That's right. I got to go to both Jets Colts playoff games. As a matter of fact, I drove 4 hours from Chicago. Wow. I got plenty of stories about those trips. Particularly the one about me losing my car keys and after the loss, that was not good. But it was always very interesting going to Lucas Oil Stadium for those games. But we actually had a Chicago chapter of the Jets group that met down near Wrigley Field. It's a place called Country Club. We had a good group down there, but I got to tell you, it was a long drive. It was about an hour, 15 minutes to drive, typically into the snow, and you couldn't get a parking space down there. And so a lot of times I'd just be in the local pub. I'd be the only Jets fan, and I don't have the ability to shut up while I'm watching a Jets game. So pretty much the whole restaurant would know how the team was doing. You'd have like 90% Bears, 8% Packers fans. And then you have this like little 2% group. And I was always the one Jets representative, like in all of Kane County, Illinois.
Somebody needs to do it, right?
Wow. Somebody had to represent the misery. Yep. And Yeah, but then I moved to Virginia 5 years ago, and in this area, I was saying before we came on the air, a lot of military here. People come from all over the
Nice.
country, and we got the Virginia Jets fans down here in the Norfolk area. We're at 700 members on Facebook, which is amazing, and I've become the president in the last 3 years of president of the group.
Oh shit!
So, yeah,
Look at
so
you,
we
man.
organize raffles. So we have prizes every week. I do
Yeah.
trivia a couple times a year. We did a road trip to DC game a couple years back. We have a chili cook-off every year during the playoffs. It's not just
Nice.
we don't just meet on game days. We talk faith, family, football. It's we really are all friends, and it's one of the coolest things to have that group down here. I'm very blessed for it.
Love
And I'm
it.
blessed to be on with you guys too, to have this online community too. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's very remarkable.
Almost a fucking look at this.
Jeez, what is he doing now? Oh my
I'm not one of those guys, Elmo. That's a little younger than me.
Jeez, Elmo.
Yeah, but hey, don't ever forget that I called you my favorite Muppet.
Dude,
Not like this guy.
You're gonna bring that up again, really? Just because
What's-
a Big
Liam,
Bird.
tell me
this
I
story.
said my favorite was Big Bird, and he said his favorite was Elmo. And Elmo,
For some reason on this show, we have been Gino and Elmo have been beefing on the show
we
for quite
beef.
some
It's
time
fine.
now.
It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Gino's 30 years old. I don't think he ever thought that he would have beef with Elmo, but he
Never.
does.
Never.
You should be honestly. I think we should be grateful that Elmo takes the time from his busy schedule of puppeting to
I
join
agree.
us.
Muppeting, please.
Yeah, it's Muppet. He says he wants to be a Muppet. It's a
Oh.
Muppet.
Okay. But the
Yeah,
act of being a Muppet, wouldn't that be Muppeting?
Yeah.
I agree. I
As
agree.
long as you don't use the P word. He does not like that P word.
I
The
don't know.
P
Puppet?
word.
Puppet.
Oh no.
Ever used it.
Yeah.
Would never say that.
Never.
Yep.
Never.
Dude, I made that mistake one time. Where is it?
Wait, what do you mean? Where is it?
I'll never forget you called me a puppet. He's not a puppet, he's a Muppet. My neck is killing me from this angle.
Oh, jeez. What? Come on. We're good now. And you got my name wrong. So I should keep you on a leash.
Geo.
Okay, now you're on my leash now.
Oh god.
Short
I'll never
leash.
forget Elmo was supposed to be getting with another guy that occasionally pops in here. I don't think we've seen him since.
Oh god.
That sentence just sounded so weird.
It did, dude. What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about,
Yeah, I
Gino.
know what you're talking about. This dude.
Touchdown Niners, George Kittle. So 14-3 San
course.
Francisco. Yeah, they're starting to pull away, which I'm
Oh, yeah.
not too shocked about.
We'll
Yeah,
talk to
me
you about
neither.
that. We'll talk to you about that
Yeah.
when we go off the air.
Right.
It's
I
got a question
can't
for
wait.
you. I got a question. So, how did this New York sports wicker media thing start with you on social media?
Oh yeah, that story. Okay, so this goes back to this past May, about midday. It was Mother's Day weekend. I'm visiting my mom down in North Carolina. She lives in the Raleigh-Durham area, so about 3.5 hours away. And a bunch of us are just doing a show. It's a Friday night, and the show started at 9 p.m. We wound up going till about 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. And I'm doing the show from this old chair, this wicker woven chair with that. It kind of goes up like a throne. There's like no armrests on it, and it's just got this very old school look to it. And for most of the night, the guys who were in there was Tigo, there was Jeremy, there was Buffalo Jets fan for a little bit, all great content providers. They couldn't get over the chair. I think that's what George Washington used to floss his teeth way back when.
Wow.
And they
Wow.
they had some pretty good lines. They had this one guy, Vino, and it's like the later it went, like the better the insults got. And they said, man, if you ever have a channel, you need to do like every video from that chair. And so then I talked to mom. It used to be a set of 4 chairs, but that was just the one that she used for the computer desk. So I had to go to her. I said, Mom, you know that chair in the room? How about we go buy you a new chair? I kind of need that one now. So I packed the thing up. And so it became Wicker Media instead of Wikipedia. I thought, let's go with Wicker Media.
I like
And
that.
just yeah, because before it was Watsuke99. That was always my username. But then when I wanted to start doing my own content, I thought I need something more descriptive, something that's going to resonate, and it became NY Sports Wicker Media. And
I like that.
6 months later, we're about 333 subscribers, and man, I love doing the content. I want to keep this thing growing for sure. So that's the story.
Nice.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I love that. Oh my god.
So I think we're gonna get ready to wrap this up, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, so we already did your social media shout outs to you. Follow Adam on all social media platforms and New York Sports Wicker Media Y2K. And if you're in Virginia, hit him up. Hit him up.
Yeah, you can absolutely join. Yeah, absolutely join. We meet at AJ Gators on Shore Drive, which is the north part of Norfolk. And if you're ever in the area, you could always take an Amtrak down. Even it's a
cool.
it's a really nice commute. I mean, the trains go from Boston all the way down to the Newport News area where I live, and we're just a really cool group to hang out with if you're ever in the area. We love watching the games. We get crazy, but it's fun. And, we have door prizes every week. We have 50-50 raffle every week. It's just, we always have cool events going on. But best place to find out about us is Virginia Jets Fans on Facebook. That's the best place to go.
Okay.
Oh, love that. Cool. I love that.
Nice. All right. So you guys could follow us on all social media platforms. Gino's going to pull it up, I'm sure. Yep, there it is. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and, of course, YouTube at Everything NYJ. We have daily Jets videos coming out. We're always on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, like always. We're going to get through this tough week. No doubt. Yeah, follow Gino. I'm sorry, Gino. You want to throw it back up there? Follow Gino at Italy Jet or Gino Antonio Pagano, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. I'm sure he's a blast over there.
Does Elmo have his own account? I'm curious.
Actually, his guy's on he doesn't have a YouTube channel.
He has a Twitter.
Oh, is that it?
He has a Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, there
Elmo,
you go.
You want to?
There you go, Elmo. Yes, it's Gino.
I feel like the beef is back now.
He thought my name was Gio.
No, he knew. Elmo, if you're still on here, if you want to throw out your Twitter, what is it, like Elmo, like Jets fan or something like that?
Whatever.
Don't call me a puppet.
That should be his tagline.
Yeah,
his hashtag.
I think it's like him and Chad Pennington because Pennington and Curtis Martin were
Yes, it is Pennington.
Pennington and Curtis Martin were once on Sesame Street, if you didn't know. So that's how Elmo the Jets fan started. Yeah, Elmo Jets fan.
Well, Chad is my favorite Jet player of all time, bar none. I've only got two player jerseys. Chad and Mangold. Those are the only two that I have now. And Chad will always be my guy, no matter what. Always going to be I can't wait till he goes in the Ring of Honor one day. I really hope he does.
He'll be there. So, yeah.
One day.
He's my childhood quarterback. Yep.
Yeah, my childhood quarterback was Brownie Nagel for a couple weeks. I kind of remember like the very end of O'Brien. So it was like a whole transition thing until Vinny and Chad kind of solidified it. Those were the two most stable things we had for a little bit. So
yeah.
Thanks for the new bio update. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you grow too, Elmo.
We're here, yeah. It's just I love this channel because even like my Twitter, it's just all about like connecting like Jet. I just love talking like random Jets fans. Like I think it's great.
So funny.
Oh, well, one other thing I want to mention, if I could, I'm actually going to be doing my first interview. So breaking some new ground. I'll be doing an interview this week with my friend Q, I call him. He's a diehard Bears fan. He's actually been a sportscaster out in Chicago, and I've been friends with him for 15 years. So this probably Thursday, we're thinking we're going to do an interview. We're going to do a little Jets Bears crossover, and I have no idea how it's going to go. I haven't interviewed anybody since I worked at a local newspaper about 12 years ago. So, but I'm really excited to talk to him again, and we're going to give you the best Jets Bears preview that we can. So look for that later this week.
Awesome, man. I'm definitely I'll be looking out for that.
Yeah, I'll be looking for that. Yeah.
If you ever need a guest, hit me and Gino up. We
got you every time.
Well, I appreciate that. Man. Yeah, most definitely.
Man, thank you for coming on, dude.
No, it's been my pleasure. Yeah, if you ever want me back, you just let me know. Be happy to come on.
Absolutely, man. You've been a blast. All right, everybody. So this is going to wrap it up for the Everything NYJ podcast. I promise you guys, we're going to get through this. Let's just trust the coin because we have nothing else to trust at this point.
Oh God.
If all goes right, then see you guys in the AFC Championship. Right?
Oh.
Dude, I'm going to throw like my whole savings.
I got so many coins in here, and I'll start flipping them all night until they're all wins.
Yeah, dude,
All right, see you
I'm going
later,
to throw my
guys.
whole freaking savings account into that well. But all right, guys. Take care. Have a good night.